Well, this is next. Chapter 17. Knox, Tuesday, March 17th. Promise 2 months away, Knox. Who are you going with? Can't leave this till the last minute. Christ, my sisters. I'm tempted to close chat app without answering and finish my homework in peace, but they'll just track me down via text. Probably take a friend, I finally reply. Kristen jumps in lightning quick. Who? Maeve? Yeah, right. Kristen has no clue. I'm closer to her than most of my sisters, than any of my other sisters, but I didn't tell her about me and Maeve when it happened. And I sure as hell didn't let her know that I had been Bayview High's favorite erectile dysfunction joke for a while. My thoughts have been in a tug-of-war since yesterday. Part of me wants to let Sean's story stand so that mine doesn't flare up again, and the other part wants to know what the hell he's up to. Probably not Maeve, I responded to Kristen. I wonder fleetingly if Phoebe might go with me. As friends, obviously, because she's so far to my league that I'd have to be delusional to expect anything else. But I think we'd have fun. But Maeve and I still aren't great or even good. Everything that happened with Brandon was a perfect excuse not to talk about this crap. So we have it. And the longer we don't talk, the harder it is to start. Maybe that's okay, though. Maybe staying friends with my ex I failed at losing my virginity with has been a problem all along. I was rushed to look at the digital alarm clock on my bedside table from my seat at my desk. Almost 8. I'm usually in for the night at this point, but I'm restless. I could use a short trip somewhere, maybe a snack. Think about the alfajores at Cafe Contigo, and my mouth starts watering. Phoebe is working tonight, and Maeve has been avoiding the place like the plague for some reason. It's a good destination. It's a good destination as any, so I head for the stairs. I'm halfway down when I hear my father's voice. It looks like there may have been structural support issues, but it's hard to be sure given how long the site was untouched. My parents are in the kitchen. I can hear a fake clatter of ceramic mixing as word as I enter the dishwasher. The fact remains, though, that the kids were trespassing, including ours, so if Lance Roper does decide to sue, he might wind up with a counter lawsuit on his hands. I freeze where I am, one hand on the banister. Shit, am I getting sued? Lance has some nerves. My mom's voice is tight. I hope this is just a grief talking. I feel for him, of course, because my God, to lose your son, it's a nightmare. But for Lance to bring up the possibility of a lawsuit after the strings he pulled to keep Brandon out of trouble, it's beyond hypocritical. I inch closer, straining my ears. What is she talking about? That was a mistake from the start, Dad says grimly. The case never should have been settled that way, not for something like that. All do is show Brandon that actions don't have consequences, which is a terrible lesson, especially for a kid like him. Mom breathes out a heavy sigh. I know, I still regret not pushing harder. I think about it all the time, but it was my first year at Jensen and Howard. I was trying to not make waves. If that came across my desk, now I treat it differently. Away from my father's response, but all I hear is a throaty growl and the sound of a dog's nails clicking across the linoleum. Prince enters the living room, sniffing loudly until he spots me. His tail starts wagging, and his snuffles turn into an excited whine. Shh, I hiss. Sit. Sadie keeps whining and pokes his nose through the staircase railing. I hear scrapes across the kitchen floor. Knox? My mother calls. Is that you? I thud the rest of the way downstairs, Fritz telling me to the kitchen. My mother is leaning beside the sink, and my father is sitting at the table. Hey, I say. What are you guys talking about? Dad gets that closed-off, irritated look he's had ever since I got released from the hospital. Nothing that concerns you. Mom gives me her best good cop smile. Do you need something, sweetie? I'm going out for a while. Does she look relieved? I think she does, but I heard you guys talking about Brandon. Was he in some kind of trouble? Oh, sweetie, that's not important. It's just your dad and me talking business. Okay, but I'm not sure why I'm not letting this go. Usually one steely glare from my father is enough to shut me up, and he's already given me 2. Your friend did a case with him. You never told me that. What was it? Mom stopped smiling. Knox, my work is confidential, and you know that. I wasn't aware you were listening, or I wouldn't have spoken. I'll ask you not to repeat anything you heard here, please. So, she clears her throat, and I could practically hear her stuff the entire subject into a do-not-read box. Where are you going? I'm not getting anything out of her, obviously, and my dad is a lost cause. Cafe Contigo. Could I take your car? Sure, she says too quickly. Have fun, but be home before 11, please. I will. I pull her keys off the rack on our kitchen wall, with the uncomfortable certainty that I'm missing something important, but I don't know what. What's up, my man? Crap. I came to see Phoebe, not my new best friend, Sean. But she's not here, and he is. Holding up one meaty paw for a high five. I give it reluctantly. Hey, Sean. What are you up to? Sean asks. He's leaning against the counter waiting for the order totally chill. Shooting the shit like he didn't just watch his best friend die less than 2 weeks ago. Christ, I hate him. Ever since that maybe memory popped in my head, I can't stop thinking about it. Sean standing at the edge of the construction site with his phone trained on something. And then everything goes blank. Blake, like TV shutting off. I hear his voice. What the fuck are you doing here, Myers? Did that actually happen? Or am I imagining things? I wish I could be sure. Sean is still talking. Picking up dinner for my girl. Food here sucks, but she likes it. What can you do, right? Yeah, right. I pull out a chair in the corner table near the register and set my backpack down. But don't sit. Sean's phone is dangling from his hand while he waits. He's not the type of guy who deletes incriminating pictures or videos. I don't think. He doesn't have much in common sense. I clear my throat and lean against the table as Louis comes out of the kitchen with a brown paper bag. Hey, so Sean, I say, can I ask for a favor, man? Oh, hell, that sounded ridiculous. I don't know how to talk to guys like Sean. He cocks his head looking at me. I keep on mad. Do you think I can borrow your phone? I have to look up something I left mine at home. Shambles out her wallet of his Shambles wallet out of his back pocket. Knox, my man, he said, extracting a 20. You did not. Sean's in the side pocket of your backpack. I dropped in my chair defeated. I'm beyond pathetic. Oh, yeah, so it is. Thanks. How's it going? Sean says to Louis, and they do a complicated fist pump. Sean plays baseball too. Well enough that he was on varsity when Cooper and Louis were seniors. We missed you on the team, man. Going to Fullerton Thursday for Coop's game? Of course, Louis says, handing Sean his change. Me too, brother. See you there. Sweet. Sean turns from the register. Catch you tomorrow, my man, says he passed my table, holding out his hand for yet another high five. I stop his palm, mostly so I'll get the hell out of here. He's useless to me now that my sad attempts at espionage fizzled. I could have used Maeve's skills tonight. When the door closes behind Sean, Louis grabs a glass and pitcher of water from the bar and brings them over to my table. He sets both down and fills a glass. Why'd you want his phone? He asks. What? I fumble. I didn't. Come on. Louis drops in the chair across from me with a shrewd look. You look like somebody kicked your puppy when he pointed you out. We regard each other for a few seconds in silence. I don't really know Louis other than the fact that he stuck by Cooper when almost nobody else did. Plus, Phoebe thinks he's great, and his dad is basically the nicest guy on the planet. I could have worse allies, I guess. He took a video I want to see, but I don't think he'd give it to me if I asked directly. Actually, I know he wouldn't. What kind of video? I hesitate. I don't even know if it's really there. The whole thing could have been a product of my scrambled brain, but maybe it's not. The construction site, the day Brandon died. Huh? Louis is quiet for a moment, scanning the room to see if anybody else needs his attention. They don't, and he turns back to me. Why do you want it? Good question. I can't remember much about that day because of the concussion, I say. Some of the things that people tell me happened don't make sense. I guess I'd like to see it with my own eyes. Louis! Manny pops his head out of the kitchen like he's a funhouse. He's like a funhouse mirror image of his brother. Funhouse mirror image of Louis. Bigger, broader, and a lot more confused looking. Do we make walk with garlic or without? Louis looked pained. Jesus, Manny, you ask that every day. So, with? I gotta go, Louis sighs, getting to his feet. You want anything? Frijoles, I say, but no rush. He leaves and I gaze around me. Now what? I've been relying on Phoebe to keep me company, and I don't really know what to do with myself alone in a restaurant. What did Mavis do for all those hours? I pull up my phone, but immediately put it back when I see I have 37 chat app notifications. Maybe later. The door opens and a guy my age walks in. I squint until I place him. It's Intense Guy from a few weeks ago, when he came looking for Phoebe until Manny and Louis scared him off. I glance at the counter, but nobody's there. This time the guy doesn't stride forward, but drops into a corner table and slouches lower in the seat. Ahmed, one of the servers, heads over to bring him water. They speak briefly, but nothing about the conversation seems to raise red flag for Ahmed, who leaves the table with his usual pleasant but preoccupied expression. Intense Guy puts his head down when Manny makes a brief appearance at the counter, but otherwise he scans the room like he's watching a movie. Ahmed brings him a cup of coffee, and the guy just keeps sitting and staring without drinking it. I'm glad now that Phoebe's not working, because I have the feeling he's looking for her again. Why? Who the hell is this guy? Emma's ex Derek, maybe? I've already forgotten his last name. I grab my phone and pull up Instagram, but it's pointless. There are millions of Dereks, and after about 15 minutes of me watching Intense Guy / maybe Derek watch the room, just as riveting as it sounds, the guy tosses a bill on the table and takes off without ever having touched his coffee. I'm left with the same kind of vague, uneasy feeling I had in my parents' kitchen earlier. I'm missing something.